Hello everyone on this warm summer evening here in Seattle. And it is so hard to be inside, but I thought I got to be here and talking to everybody here on Tough Love Tuesday. So, yes, Tracy Cromwell is here, your coach and personal trainer. And tonight we're going to talk about your bones and how your bones matter. They matter a great deal. And so anyway, I was really excited when I did this research and I found all this great information and just wanted to relay it out to everybody. Again, we're recording live. That means anything can happen. I will admit maybe he left. Oh, he did. I had a cat in here a little while ago, and luckily I think he has left. So we're good to go there. But anyway, yes, so your bones matter. And tonight, the research I'm using is from bidmc.org, WebMD, Healthline, and the Mayo Clinic. And I got information from the National Center of Biotechnology Information. So any of the tests, the studies I mentioned are through them and PubMed. So anyway, but let's get into this. Bones. This is important, very important. So, our bones do matter. And I'll try and do my very best here to give you some in-depth information, but here's some fun facts. So at birth, we have around 270 soft bones. And as we grow, some of these fuse together and they leave the adult human body with about 206 bones, 26 of which are in each foot. So 26 bones in each foot and 54 in each hand and wrist. That I thought was just incredible. So 26 in each foot and 54 in each hand and wrist. Here's another little fact. Arms are the most commonly broken, accounting for almost half of all adults' broken bones. And the collarbone is the most commonly broken bone among children. Who would have thought? But bones stop growing in length during our puberty, and bone density and strength will change over the course of our life, however. So we'll have a period of time when we have really strong density, and then I'll talk later about how we lose density and what that means. So our bones are made up of calcium, phosphorus, sodium, and other minerals, as well as protein, collagen. And bones function as the skeleton of our human body and protect our organs. And, it protects them from impact damage. And our bones also produce our white and red blood cells. And they basically hold up this, I think we'd just be a blob if we didn't have bones, right? So anyway, but this is pretty neat to think about. Our bones are living and they're active tissue that are always being remodeled. And again, they support our body structurally, they protect our vital organs, and they allow us to move. And additionally, bones, they provide the environment for our bone marrow, where blood cells are created. And they act as a storage area of minerals, particularly calcium. I think we always see advertisements about calcium and bones. We got to, but anyway, more than 99% of our body's calcium is held in our bones and our teeth. However, bones are mostly made up of the protein collagen. So I thought that was interesting. And I kind of remember learning all of this in school and stuff like that. But when I was young and we were studying the skeletal system. But, bones have an integral structure, which is really interesting. So it's kind of like a honeycomb, which makes them rigid, however, very, relatively light. And so they have a hard outer layer that's dense, and that's the strong part. It's durable, and that's, it's called compact bone or cortical, and it makes up about 80%. 80% of adult bone mass. So, and then we have the second type, which is called the cancellous, or the spongy bone, and that consists of that network of trabeculae or rod-like structures is what they call it, and it's lighter, less dense, and more flexible, and than the compact part. So that's a little bit of the details of our bones. So a little bit more, the 3 osteos. We hear this a lot of times, osteo, osteo, osteo. Well, our bones are always remodeling, and therefore they're not a static structure. And this process involves 3 main cell types, and that's the osteos. So there's osteoblasts, osteocytes, and osteoclasts. So there's three parts. And anyway, our osteoblasts, they're the ones that are responsible for making new bone and repairing our older bone. And then they also manufacture hormones, and they also produce a protein mix called osteoid, which mineralizes and becomes bone. So pretty active. Osteocytes, these are inactive osteoblasts that have become trapped in the bone that they've made, and they maintain connections to the other osteocytes and osteoblasts. So they're like communication tissue, which I thought is kind of cool. And osteoclasts, these are the really large cells with more than one nucleus, and their job is to break down the bone. They release enzymes and acids to dissolve minerals in bone and digest them. And this is called resorption. And osteoclasts help remodel injured bones. So they get busy when we break a bone. They help to create new pathways or nerves and blood vessels to travel through. So the osteos are pretty amazing. And then in addition, we've got, the supportive part of our bones. So that's, frame of the body, and it's protecting our organs, like I said earlier, and also though providing several metabolic functions. So this is and more info I thought that was great was storing minerals. So bones act as a reserve of minerals, particularly calcium and phosphorus. I am just tongue-tied today. They also store some growth factors, such as insulin-like growth factor. Bones can raise or reduce calcium in the blood by forming bone and breaking it down in a process called resorption. So pretty amazing. They also have fat storage, which is, I never had really thought of it that way either, but fat storage. Fatty acids can be stored in the bone marrow, adipose tissue, and pH balance. Our bones can release or absorb alkaline salts. They help the blood to stay at the right pH level, and detoxification. So bones can absorb heavy metals and other toxic elements from the blood. So I know we always think about the liver as the detox, main detox, but our bones are doing that for us as well. And endocrine function, bones release hormones that act, on the kidneys and influence blood sugar regulation and fat deposition. So anyway, they're much more than what we think, right? So they are very, very important. So I think I've got a few more things of the big behind the scenes deets on the bones, but we're going to talk about the process of bone remodeling, and then I'll go into best things we can do to care for those bones. So remodeling, like I said, was the bone repairing itself. So first, with resorption, osteoclasts will break down the bone, and the second phase involves formation when the new bone tissue is laid down. So basically, the remodeling allows the body to fix damaged sections, reshape the skeleton during growth, and regulate calcium levels. Hormones such as parathyroid hormone, calcitonin, vitamin D, estrogen in women and testosterone in men control bone remodeling. So we want to make sure those hormones are all in really good order to help, do our remodeling of our bones. And this may surprise you. I love this one. Approximately 10% of an adult skeleton is replaced every year. So our bones are renewing every year. And Ingrid and I write a little bit about how the body renews itself over time and how incredible it is, and how we can have a new body over periods of time just because of the way it functions. So anyway, if you're all still with me, I just thought that was really great science and tech stuff that we could learn about our bones. But, now we have that bone anatomy and physiology out of the way. Here's how we can take care of these amazing bones. So once we reach 30 years of age, we've basically achieved our peak bone mass. And anyway, fortunately, many nutrition and lifestyle habits can help us build strong bones and maintain them as we age. So a lot of the way our bones age, we have control over. So one of the very first things you can do is eat your vegetables. Our bones need our vegetables. They're a great source of vitamin C that stimulates the production of bone-forming cells. Some studies, per the National Center for Biotechnology Info and PubMed have suggested that vitamin C antioxidants effects may protect bone cells from damage. So having a really good source of antioxidants can help protect our bone cells. And bone density describes mineral density. So a vegetable intake increases mineral density, leading to stronger bones. So how many vegetables are you eating a day? I hope a lot. As your health coach, heaping amount of vegetables. And I try and explain to everybody how much spinach I eat every day. If I have a Vitamix, and I can't fit it in here, but the Vitamix container, I literally fill it from the bottom to the top with greens, spinach, mixed lettuces, chard, all those things to get my greens. And so what is your definition of a lot of greens? Well, mine is massive. So eat those, eat your veggies and various different colors. The other thing I'm going to tell you is to get moving, get exercising. Again, PubMed and the National Center of Biotechnology states that strength training and weight-bearing exercises are essential for bone health. And so one of the best types of activity for bone health are weight-bearing or high-impact exercise, which promotes the formation of bones. So, I want you walking. I want you, if you can, running. If you can, I want you lifting weights, So that's the trainer of me and also the health coach saying. So it's really important. The other study by PubMed was that studies in older men and women who preferred weight-bearing exercises showed increases in bone mineral density, bone strength, and bone size, as well as reductions in markers of bone turnover and inflammation. So again, you got to move your body. You got to put some stress, some weight stress, good kind, on those bones so that they can, be healthy. So other great ways for exercise would be even, you're walking, you're playing golf, hiking, yoga, yes, even Tai Chi. So our options, and of course, weightlifting, weight bearing, your own weight bearing exercises are good. And so again, exercise and lots of vegetables. And then we're going to talk about protein. So protein is really important too. It's essential for our bone health. But, getting too little or too much can also be a challenge. So again, PubMed states that approximately 50% of bone is made up of protein. So if you don't eat enough protein, you have a harder time helping your bones. Okay. High protein diets, however, can come with their own risks. So concerns have been raised that high protein diets leach calcium from bones in order to counteract increased acidity, in the blood. So anyway, I guess what I want to say is just a really healthy overall healthy diet will help. Go ahead, I would say, figuring out how much protein you need. I know if someone's really tall, 6'2", those protein intakes can be much different than, say, mine at 5'8". Okay, so paying attention to how much you're eating and making sure you're getting enough. And then again, calcium is the most important mineral for bone health and should be basically, we need to get calcium. So dark leafy greens such as bok choy, Chinese cabbage, kale, collard greens, turnip greens. Oh my gosh, many greens. 1 cup of cooked turnip greens provides about 20% of your daily requirement. So greens. Other high calcium foods would be seeds. If you can eat dairy and you like dairy, that would be cheese, yogurt, sardines, and canned salmon, beans, and lentils are great sources. Vitamins D and K, very important. So vitamin D can help you absorb calcium. And so I know up here in Seattle, sometimes we can all have low levels of vitamin D. And so if you're living, depending on where you live on the planet and how much sun exposure you have, you might need to supplement with vitamin D. So basically, if you live far from the equator, or use a lot of sunscreen, which we can easily be lacking. And so I always recommend every year when you go get your checkup to ask for a vitamin D. Ask your doctor to get you the vitamin D test. Even if insurance doesn't cover it, it's really worth it because you could be just slightly low, and that would make you feel awful too. Having vitamin D not being at appropriate levels can make you feel pretty yucky. So go ahead and you have your vitamin D checked every year. So, and then vitamin K helps protein and minerals bind to the bone. So small amounts of vitamin K can be found in liver, eggs, meat, and fermented foods like cheese, sauerkraut, soybean product called natto. And say no to low cal. So low calorie diets can be really harmful to bone health. And me speaking as a prior yo-yo dieter, I would starve myself sometimes, and then I would, gain weight back and forth. And so the studies are showing that diets providing fewer than 1,000 calories per day can lead to lower bone density in normal weight, overweight, or obese individuals. So really, if weight loss is your goal, what I had to learn too was losing the weight in a way that wasn't harmful to my body. It wasn't calorie restrictive like that. And not skimping on nutrition. So maintaining a healthy weight is really important for our bones. So weight loss involves bone loss. However, in less pronounced in obese individuals experiencing weight loss than normal weight individuals. So being underweight can also be harmful to the bone health. In fact, research shows that being underweight increases the risk of osteopenia and osteoporosis. So if you're underweight and you may be heading towards that concept of being getting osteoporosis. So check that out. Make sure you're at a healthy weight. And also low body weight is the main factor contributing to reduced bone density and bone loss among postmenopausal women. Okay, so for women, we need to really pay attention. Okay. And here we go. Yo-yo dieting, very harmful. Ugh. That was me. The repeated loss and regaining of weight is particularly detrimental to bone health. All right. So if you are a yo-yo dieter, I think it's time, really to go ahead and make sure you're able to lose weight, understand more about your body, how it works, your relationship with it, and you can toss that out the door. I'll put a plug for my book, Your Personal Journey with Food, a roadmap for the confused and frustrated dieter. And I've been there yo-yoing and miserable. So it's not only, I think it was insightful when I learned all about that and how, we think about yo-yo dieting being harmful to us in terms of our mindset, but it's very harmful to our bodies as well. And now it's harmful to your bones too. Okay, some more data for you. Magnesium, potassium, and zinc. So calcium is supposedly king when it comes to bone health, but magnesium, potassium, and zinc are also important. So magnesium converts vitamin D, so that calcium can be absorbed. And so that's in avocados, nuts, legumes, seeds, tofu, and whole grains. So boost those intakes. Potassium neutralizes the acid in your body that can leach calcium out of your bones. So sweet potatoes are great for that, and both magnesium and potassium. And then zinc. Zinc is a trace mineral that's needed in minimal amounts, but it helps make up the mineral portion of your bones. So good sources of zinc include, and I'm going to say it's grass-fed beef, shrimp, spinach, flax seeds, oysters, and pumpkin seeds. Healthy fats next on the list. So healthy fats are like omega-3 fatty acids. They've been shown to help protect bones from the aging process. And in a typical diet, the balance of omega-3 to omega-6 fat isn't correlated balanced. So increase your omega-3 intake with chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts, and watch out for those trans fats and commercially made fats that are in processed foods. And for all you smokers out there, Tough Love Tuesday. If you smoke and have do excessive alcohol intake, they contribute to weak bones. So research suggests women who have more than one alcoholic drink a day and men who have two or more may have an increased risk of osteoporosis. And then I'm almost done. All right, so hormones. Our hormones matter. In women, bone density decreases dramatically at menopause due to dropping estrogen levels. So men, low testosterone levels as well can cause a loss of bone mass. So have your doctor test you for those hormones so you know where you're at to determine the best course of action if you have low levels of those two, estrogen and testosterone. And then consider taking a collagen supplement. I do. I put collagen in my shakes. And so some studies do report that collagen supplements can help protect your bone health. So again, collagen is the main protein found in bones, and it contains the amino acids that you need, glycine, proline, and lysine, which help build bone, muscles, ligaments, and other tissues. So anyway, that's something else that is excellent to have. If you have a really healthy diet and you're basically eating a really well-rounded diet of whole foods, real fruit, real vegetables, grass-fed beef, all of that, you're going to be in pretty good shape. However, still supplementation is sometimes needed because our resources are the way our food's grown and things like that. They're just the nutrition density of our food today is maybe, depending on where you buy it, not as high in those nutrients as we think. So supplementation's good. And lastly, I'm just going to recap. There's a lot that I spit out today about our bones. So big recap is eat your veggies, perform weight-bearing exercises, get the right balance of protein, boost your calcium intake, eat foods rich in vitamin D and K and magnesium, potassium, and zinc. Just drop the low-calorie diet lifestyle. Don't starve yourself to lose weight. Just don't do it. Ditch the smoking. Watch your alcohol intake and talk to your doctor about the hormones. Try a collagen supplement. And like I said, vitamin D is so important. Make sure you get tested for that every year as well. So as we age, it's a big list. But what I love about it is we have control. We have control of how our bones are going to age. And when I did all this study and research and stuff, I got excited because I realized again how much our lifestyle really impacts our bodies and how exciting it is, how it really impacts our bone health and how amazing our bones are in more than just holding up our skin, and even more so than what they do to protect our organs. But everything else they do is pretty incredible. So your bones matter. You can take care of them. Again, I'm going to give the list one more time. Eat your veggies, perform weight-bearing exercise. So health coach trainer, there you go. Eat your veggies, perform weight-bearing exercises, have a good quality protein, good quality calcium intake, eat foods rich in vitamin D, K, magnesium, potassium, and zinc, drop the low-calorie diet, ditch the tobacco, and talk to your doctor about your hormones, and then give a collagen supplement a try. All right, everybody, take care of your bones. Have a great night and a great week, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Talk to you soon. Bye.